shiny rock bug. Shell was too hot to eat. Shell tastes like a hot candy. Inside tastes like dirt. How would you know? We didn't beat the damn thing. If I was super lucky while able to have the time to defeat him, I could have actually got that piece, but I have planned for the eventuality that we may not have been able to beat him because he is a tough boss to beat. But again, as long as we've interacted and seen him, it gets added. Even though we have seen honey wisps, they're not added. As well as that blue one. That's one of those instances where we do need to interact with it. The candy pop bite is not, though, however. Orange flying menace. Looks like an orange, but it doesn't taste like an orange. I don't even know what an orange is. What is an orange? Likes to laugh at me. Well. Yeah, there's some inconsistencies with this, which just adds to the fact that this is pure fiction. Grabby crab lives in a hole, tastes like imitation meat, and very impolite. Yeah, I know, it stole one of our red Pikmin, how rude. Yeah, well, we're filling this out quite a lot, actually, but that's gonna kind of, well, go in any kind of which way when we get into the next area, because, hi guys, welcome to Scatlink here, we're off for more Pikmin Squared Louie's quest, and in the last episode, as I mentioned, we found the blue onion in the Giant's Dessert, which is Louie's version of the Distant Spring, so blue Pikmin, water, makes sense. However, it's quite barren for the most part. You can even see cacti in the image preview. But we bumped into that decorated cannon beetle, which is a pain in the bottom to defeat, because you've got to use its magnetic boulders and draw it to its bottom. Yeah, we're going to have to spend some time on doing that, actually, because I'm just not very good at fighting it, and when I initially made my notes, I got really lucky. So I did account for if it goes quite bad, but we need Pikmin. So we're going to start off by revisiting the Sugar Crash now that we actually have our blue Pikmin, just so that we can take a bit of a chill day, a nice start to the session, and grab our other ship part that is here. Plus, we won't have to come back here again. Though I won't be focusing on growing Pikmin necessarily. I mean, I can do that for all of them, but it's not necessarily my prerogative at the moment. And by the way, fiery Bulblax in the distance there. That's a bit of a problem, but we're going to need blues for that, and I've got 33, so I'll take 30 out for now. We can build these guys up a little bit later. We'll need yellows in order to actually get to the back there, so I'll take 10 out just for GP. And we'll take some reds just for a bit of a cushion. We don't actually have a lot of every kind of Pikmin here, so we'll just take this lot out for now. I normally would take 100 out, but yeah, we're just going to keep it nice and safe for now. Also, rocks here. We don't have to worry about these eggs. We can just toss a couple of Pikmin on there and hopefully get them up. Now, here's something. There's a ton of Bulblax here. Actually, you know what? I might actually want to get some more reds out now that I see that, because originally I would come in on like these. No, actually, no, this is still the normal one. So this is kind of a normal loadout for us, ironically enough. I'm going to bring up a spreadsheet real quick. Basically a screen cap of the Pikmin fanon of all of the possible encounters in the Sugar Crash. There is a lot to go over, but basically, if you arrive here on a particular day, what lands or spawns within the stump where, like in the impact site for Olimar, where the Gulix and the Mamuta appear on odd-numbered and even-numbered days, depending, after, what, day 12, I think it is? Here, there are specific enemies that spawn specifically on specific days, if I couldn't be specific enough. And this will be excellent information to prepare ourselves for a particular live stream that I'll want to be doing on this game, to get the alternate ending that I basically mentioned in part 2. Yeah, that early, we already lost out on doing that, because we have to kind of full send into this area, and this area only, which means we'll be stuck with reds, and that's basically the challenge. But we don't have to worry about that for now, because all we have is Bulblax. So I just got to deal with them. Also, the nectar has become available, so let's not waste it on a single Pikmin. Yeah, that's a lot better. salvage that situation. Right, dismiss my Pikmin here. I'm going to take my reds. Because they are our fighting force. And they're normal red Bulblax, by the way. Nothing special. Nailed him. We're just careful. I said careful. There we are. At least we're not disturbing the big lads at the moment. I want to take out the dwarfs, if possible. There we are. Nice. This is stuff I don't really need to worry about doing. It's just something that's ideal. Because obviously we don't really want to be dealing with these enemies. Squad up! Get his bottom! And bomb rush him! I was about to say, lads, you almost didn't kill him at that point. What are you doing? Once again, fat-fingered. I keep pressing Y and X at the same time. Oh, God. Okay. Everybody squad up. Get on his back. We've got a snowy Bulblax over there. So they'll resist a bit of the swarming. Okay. So every time I've swarmed so far, they've done less and less damage per swarm. That's a bit sucky. Alright, I'm losing reds. That is not ideal. No worries. What I'm going to do is bring my blues up. And one yellow, I guess. Just to get them out of the way. Yeah, we'll just leave them here for a second. Because we're going to get our reds, and they're going to basically full send onto... Oh, well, I thought it was a 20, actually. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. Well, why did a yellow go on there? I had my reds. Oh my god. Alright, they're being annoying. I'm always tossing a particular Pikmin, but then for some reason it changes when I have one Pikmin left. But that's what I wanted. I just want to basically get these Pikmin moving. I'm going to drop my blues here. Because I just want my yellows so I can go get the bomb rocks. Now, here's a funny thing. The bomb rocks are not underneath here. Instead, you got a flint beetle. Don't go to the fire, please. That's kind of stupid. And we do need to interact with these guys to interact with them in get them in the Piclopedia. Oh my lord! Oh my lord again! Please do not do that. That sucks. All I wanted to do was nail him. Once. There we go. Because we need to find the bomb rocks. So where the hell are they? And once again, a yellow managed to pick up that pellet. I don't know how that keeps happening. There are precisely enough bomb rocks to get ourselves to the opposite side of the level. There's three bomb rocks, alright. And I believe they're also on top of the mirror side. Up here. Alright, so there is more than enough. I think it's just enough. It's six bomb rocks. That's all that we have for this level. Could be considered quite bad, and I'm actually going to leave everybody there so I can pluck them up later. They'll be flowered, and that will save me some time. Yeah, this day's kind of been mostly meandering, but that's fine. So we'll toss 2 bombs here. I think it requires 3, but in Oliver's story it only requires 2. Yep, it's going to require 3. That's fine. We still have some bombs remaining. Nicely done. And this one could be a bit of a pain in the butt to take down, so we can toss 1 bomb on there. Now, we do have these bomb rocks that we could use on the fiery Bulblax if I want to toss my Pikmin over, but honestly, I'm just going to hit them with blues. Instead, I'm going to do this. That is not what I told you to do, but we'll blow them up. Well, somehow that Pikmin did not get eaten. I managed to take out the snowy Bulblax pretty well. Land on you. Perfect timing.
And, yeah. Just gonna get some of my Pikmin to pick some of this up. Is that a 10? That's a 10. I don't have 10 on me, so I'm just going to toss them all on this pellet, and that will do. And then I've got my blues. 30 blues to do what we need to do. Right, so... where is the ship part? Well, it has to be in the only enemy that could be actually a bit of a pain, and that's the fiery Bulblax. I need to take care of these water dumplings first, so swarm. Dismiss. I did not want to pick up, and I lost a couple of blues, one for each. That's fine. Because this is the biggest issue here. I need to wake you up. And unfortunately, the way to wake him up is to do some contact damage. So... oh, actually, I punched him and didn't take fire damage. That's lucky. Right, if he goes out to a certain range, he will turn around. That's the time for us to bundle him. Right, shit's shaking off. Call everybody back. He will turn around, and we basically just do this until we can take him out. Yep, he's bursting the flames again because he's no longer in the water. That's fair and valid. Do not go to sleep, please. Come back over here. I mean, this is how you would normally have to defeat him in Pikmin 2 anyway, in these kind of situations. But honestly, whenever I can, I would use reds. Actually, he got stuck there. He couldn't get out of the water. That's actually kind of good. And we got him! Lovely. That was actually the better outcome. And I had the worst angle for that one.
It's the Cronus reactor. I really like the lights on this thing. I like shiny things, and I like eating them too.
Yeah, that's evident. But you're not eating another part of your engine. Yeah, would you believe both parts of your engine are here? That's crazy. And I'm 2 blue Pikmin down. You know, that couldn't have happened in any other manner, could it? That's ridiculous. Yeah, you don't really need to take that wall down. It's kind of pointless. Because they're just going to go back anyway. They're almost ready to be plucked, actually, so... oh, shit. Hang on. I did a bit of a mistakey poo there. I've got to put 2 reds back so I can take out 2 blues, which is exactly what we need. And that's precisely how much I had left in reserve as well. It's actually kind of insane when you think about it. Fuck these guys up real quick. Actually, you know what? No, I won't do that. Just gather the crew. Because it's actually a small enough crew that we should be able to get up here pretty easily. I don't think they bunch up, do they? I've just noticed that their shadows are squares instead of circles. I'm not too sure what I've done to cause that. That's a little bit distracting. Ah, well, it's fine. We'll just bundle this. Why not? Can't really do much else. Let's get these 2 on the ship part, and we can start making that back. And the wall's already falling. Alright, so they're going to take a little bit. That's perfectly fine. I can then go gather the rest of my Pikmin. Unpluck them. And probably use the rest of the day to gather some food. Again, I don't need ridiculous amounts of food, but I do need to focus on my reds mostly here. So we're going to go kind of stupid with the red growing. In fact, if I were to... I can't do it. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, we've only got 2 in the onion, so we've actually got almost all of our reds out of the onion. And that's it. So... gonna just swarm these. Alright, well that wall's been knocked down. Looks very nice. Yep, just gather all them. Perfect. Right, let's see what's happening here. Everyone's still up there just kind of standing around. Not the most ideal situation there. I'm gonna have to go around just to get them back. That's fine. I will gather the pickies. And as they shamble down that edge. But yeah, both pieces of the Orca's engine landed in the same spot. Like, what are the chances of that? Lads, thank you. Just gathering some food. There's not really much else for me to talk about here. Not a lot of food in this place, to be fair. I mean, like, the amount of food that you can actually get would basically depend on how many enemies spawn in on this middle part here. That would basically be it, because you don't get like 2 pearls from the pearly clamps. That would be an instant 50 for every onion you put it into.
The Chronos reactor. Such shiny lights. Only the best ships can be this pretty. So shiny. I have now recovered 13 out of 30 parts. If I could just find 16 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities.
You wouldn't believe that we're halfway through, considering that we haven't got half of the ship parts yet. Don't worry, we'll be picking it up soon. It starts off a little bit slow, but it'll pick up, don't worry. Let's get some yellows, why not? That is a big pellet where the engine used to be, so we'll just toss my yellows up here. That'll do, Bamberg. And that's going to be all that we're going to be able to get, so I'm just going to toss all my reds onto this. And I think that'll be the last of it. I know there's a blue pellet over there, and I could have used my very few blues, but honestly, not worth it. You know what, I'm just going to swarm this, get it back as quickly as possible. If I can get a few more reds, that would be nice. How many yellows have I got? I don't really need them, but I've got the pellet, so it don't matter. Yeah, not much is actually happening at the moment. I've just got to, like, kind of do what's needed. Alright, as long as blues pick them up. Yep, that's good. Just get a couple of extra sprinkles of blues in. Yeah, very chill episode. There's not much to really mention here. Just kind of gathering up our numbers here. A little bit of free food. Taking a little bit of damage, but it's perfectly fine. End of day. And nothing special spawned in. We probably got the most boring spawn out of the whole lot. Off the top of my head, because obviously I've got to edit in the, well, I say spreadsheet. It's just a screen cap of the encounter table. But yeah, that's going to be fun, doing this over and over and over for the whole 30 days. That's the challenge. Alright, what's going to appear here when we blast off? Yeah, our impact from landing is still in the snow, by the way. Somehow that hasn't been filled in. Also, I blew you up. How are you alive?
"7 days since impact. It turns out the Pikmin can grow up if I just leave them in the ground for a while. I think that's how plants work back at home. I don't care much about gardening, but Nana sure does."
Yawned at the wrong moment. You think I'm putting it on? It legitimately makes me yawn doing that voice. It also makes my eyes water. But yeah, all of our numbers went up. I mean, blue didn't go up hardly at all, but we went from 33 to 37. Again, I wasn't focusing on my blues. I basically just grabbed what was next to their onion there. But we got a decent amount of reds, and I'm going to need them. And any other food that I get tomorrow is going to be necessary to regrow our numbers. Oh yeah, if I haven't been hinting about it, we're taking on the Smoky Prog. So see you guys for that. See you guys then.